Konnichiwa! Bossy desu! If you watch my other videos, then you know that earlier this month I was actually in New York for a K-pop concert, their first world tour. And I thought it would be fun to look up some anime that took place in New York because a lot of stuff happens in New York in the fictional world, right? Because it's just a major world city. So I came across Higashi no Eden, and they have a movie that took place in New York. Unfortunately, I could not find the movie on the streaming site that I use when I watch anime, but I was able to get access to the anime itself. So instead, I just went ahead and I watched the first episode of the anime series, which is fine because the anime actually takes place before the movie that I was looking up anyway, so I would have been confused. And the first episode of the anime actually happens close to my hometown because it takes place in Washington, D.C. So that was even better because you don't get to see D.C. in quite as many fictional works as you see New York. So the bad thing was I'm still kind of confused after only watching the first episode of the anime. But we're going to use Higashi no Eden of the East, for our vocabulary this month. And the first word is Higashi, which means east, as in the east direction. And that's how they get the English title, Eden of the East. Then if you look at the first episode actually starts out with a Japanese girl that is sightseeing in DC, and she visits the White House. If you've not been, I definitely encourage you to visit the White House if you ever get a chance to go to DC. It's really cool to see. It's definitely great if you can get a tour inside. If you cannot, then even just looking at the architecture from the outside is a lot of fun, and it's worth the trip over there if you're in the area. But she is throwing things past the security fence onto the White House lawn. Not advisable. Please do not do that if you ever visit the White House. And the first word that we learn is abunai. And abunai means dangerous. It's definitely very dangerous. They will track you down. It is not something that you want to do. So it starts off with her being in a bit of a situation because security guards are trying to figure out what she's throwing onto the White House lawn and why. And we don't really know what she was throwing onto the White House lawn. And then we're introduced to the second character, who I think is the girl and this main guy that we're now introduced to are the two main characters from what I can tell. He's naked. So many questions. I don't understand why he's naked, but he's naked and all he has is a gun and a cell phone. Here we come across another vocabulary word. Cell phone. Geitai denwa. Geitai denwa. And if you already know the word for phone, that denwa is phone, but a cell phone is geitai denwa. So that's all he has. This is a very confusing situation. If you're not already confused like I am, kudos to you. But the story continues on. He tries to help the girl since she's in trouble, even though he's naked with a gun and a cell phone. And then from his first call that he receives on the cell phone that he has, we learn that he has had his memories erased. And here we learn another vocabulary, some more vocabulary, and that is kyoku o kesu. And kyoku o kesu would be to erase memory or to erase your memories, because kyoku is memory or memories, and kesu is to erase. So that's actually one of the things that gets said on the phone by whoever it is that he's talking to on the other end of the line. Yeah, it's a very confusing episode. Like I said, I only watched the very first episode of the series. I am still confused. So if you understand what is going on, please do tell me in the comments, because I'm not completely sure if I'm going to be able to get back around to this one anytime soon with the other anime that I'm watching. But for the last vocabulary word, it actually comes from some things that were said in the very beginning of the episode, and things that were said at the very end. And somehow it leads you to believe that this guy may be a prince. But the word for prince in Japanese is oji, or you can also say oji-sama, which would be more respectful, adding on the sama. So there you have it, our words for this month coming from Eden of the East, Higashi no Eden, and that would be Higashi, meaning east, abunai, dangerous, geitai denwa, cell phone, kyoku o kesu, to erase memory, and oji, or oji-sama, meaning prince. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. If you've run across any anime that take place in your hometown, or maybe even just in your home country, where they, instead of being in the normal Japanese setting or in a fictional world that they've created, maybe they did one in your hometown, in your home country, feel free to share in the comments below. I hope that you enjoyed this Japanese lesson. Happy Nihongo learning, and thanks for watching.